My foster parents needed someone to teach their son what pain felt like, since he was born without the ability to feel it. They picked me from the group home to be his live-in demonstration subject. Then I found videos of all the other foster kids they'd used before me. I was 13 when the Carters picked me out like a tool from a hardware store. They needed me for their son Mason, who couldn't feel pain, born with some rare condition that made him completely numb to physical sensation. Sounds like a superpower until you realize pain exists for a reason. Mason would touch hot stoves, jump off roofs, punch walls until his knuckles split. He had no warning system, no way to know when to stop. That's where I came in. The first week seemed normal. Nice house, good food, my own room. Then Mrs. Carter sat me down with this sweet smile. "We need to discuss Mason's condition and your role in helping him understand consequences." I thought she meant talking to him, maybe being a good influence. I was wrong. "When Mason does something dangerous, we need to show him what would happen," she explained. "You'll be his teacher." It started small. Mason wanted to know what a paper cut felt like. His mom made one on my finger while he watched. "See how she flinches? That's your body saying stop." But Mason didn't want to stop. He was fascinated by this thing he'd never experienced. Every day brought new lessons. Hot water, ice, pinches, nothing that left marks. They were careful about that. The worst part was Mason's genuine confusion. Why does she cry? He'd ask his parents. It's just sensation, right? They'd already gone through 2 foster kids before me. Found my file at the bottom of the pile. The kid nobody wanted. Perfect for their needs. School became my sanctuary. Turns out trauma makes you real good at focusing on anything else. I threw myself into every subject, every club. Teachers started noticing. Mrs. Rodriguez pulled me aside after English class. "You're gifted," she said. "Have you thought about advanced placement?" I wanted those AP classes more than anything, but I knew the Carters would find a way to use it. Make me teach Mason about academic pressure or some twisted thing. So I played dumb. "Nah, I'm good where I am." The system escalated when Mason turned 16 and wanted to drive. "How will I know if I'm hurt in an accident?" he asked at dinner. Mr. Carter looked at me. "Tomorrow we'll do a demonstration." That night I lay awake planning. They wanted me to experience a minor fender bender impact, show Mason what whiplash felt like, but I was done being their crash test dummy. The next morning, I had a plan. "Mason," I said, "want to know what fear feels like instead?" His eyes lit up. The Carters exchanged worried looks. "Fear is what really keeps people safe," I continued. "Not pain, fear of consequences." I spent that whole day teaching Mason about consequences through words, not wounds. Showed him videos of accidents, had him talk to a paralyzed veteran at the park. For the first time, Mason started understanding danger without anyone getting hurt. The Carters hated it, but Mason was hooked on this new concept. He started asking questions they couldn't answer. Why did they need me to suffer? Couldn't we just use medical books, videos, actual education? Mrs. Carter cornered me that night. "You're confusing him. He needs practical demonstrations." Or, I said, finding courage I didn't know existed, "he needs parents who don't torture kids." She grabbed my wrist. "You want to go back to the group home? Fine, but remember what happened to you there." I thought about those nights, the fear, the helplessness. Then I looked her in the eye. Still better than this. But I didn't get sent back, because Mason had started recording our lessons on his phone. He thought they were educational. Didn't realize he'd been documenting everything. I found the videos by accident when he asked me to fix his phone. Hundreds of clips, 3 years of previous foster kids, all of it labeled with clinical precision. Sarah demonstrates burn response. Marcus shows impact bruising. My hands shook as I opened his laptop. More files, foster care documents, payment records. The Carters were getting money for taking special needs cases, triple the normal rate because of Mason's condition. They'd built a business out of breaking kids. I copied everything to a flash drive, but I knew going to authorities meant foster care roulette again. New house, new horrors. Unless I played this smart, that's when I decided. If they wanted to use me, I'd use them right back. I started planning my next move carefully. The flash drive stayed hidden in the lining of my old backpack, but I needed more than just evidence. I needed Mason on my side completely. The next morning, I found him in the garage working on his bike. His hands were covered in grease, and there was a fresh cut on his palm he hadn't even noticed. I grabbed a first aid kit and cleaned the wound while he watched, fascinated as always. This time, though, I tried something different. I explained how the body heals itself, how pain is just information, not something to chase or demonstrate on others. Mason listened intently, then asked the question I'd been waiting for. He wanted to know why his parents